Well, this year's Nobel Peace Prize winner says she received help from the U.S. to get out of Venezuela. Maria Corina Machado spoke at several news conferences in Oslo today. Take a listen.
I did not know where I was in hiding in Venezuela, so it was hard for them to stop me. And yes, we did get support from the United States government.
Well, the opposition leader, who's long battled for democratic rights in Venezuela, has been in hiding because of treason and other charges that she denies. Machado missed the award ceremony by just hours last night, arriving after her daughter accepted the prize. And she embraced supporters on the street, then delivered this message alongside the Norwegian Prime Minister.
I would say to all citizens of the world in this hour, and assure you that I am very hopeful Venezuela will be free, and we will turn a country into a beacon of hope, an opportunity of democracy, and we will welcome not only the Venezuelans that have been forced to flee, but citizens from all over the world that will find a refuge, as Venezuela used to be decades ago.
Well, joining us live from Oslo, CNN's Pau Mosquera. Pau, great to have you with us. And, you know, listening to Machado in her press conference, you get the sense of how difficult it was, not only for her, but the people that assisted her to get out of Venezuela, getting U.S. assistance, like she says. And then importantly, the question is whether she's going to return. And tell me about what you understand on that, because clearly this is a dangerous endeavor.
Well, Eleni, she certainly will try to get back to Venezuela after this experience, but there's still a lot of questions that remain unanswered. And one of those is, when would this happen? In that sense, when we asked her when she would return to Venezuela, she didn't offer a clear answer. Right now, she said once or at least she intends to spend some time with her family, with her friends that are here at the Grand Hotel located downtown Oslo. But there are other many questions that we, the press, have tried to pose to her. As you can guess, there are still many doubts on how she did to leave from Venezuela, how was the help that the U.S. government has offered her, exactly who was involved in getting her outside from Venezuela. She also was asked about what she thought about a military intervention, a U.S. military intervention in Venezuela. And she said that, well, now it's time for action, not for statements, and made a call to all the international community, to all the democratic countries, to help to make the transition in the country to democracy. So today, this Thursday, we've had 2 chances to see her in different news conferences. The last one has taken place a few minutes ago here at the Grand Hotel, but earlier, when she met with the Norwegian Prime Minister, we had the opportunity to pose one question to her, and I actually asked her if she believes that Nicolas Maduro government knew where she was in hiding all this time, and that's what she answered me.
I don't think they have known where I have been, and certainly they would have done everything to stop me from coming here. And actually, I want to take advantage of your question to thank all those men and women that risked their lives so that I could be here today.
So right now the question, Eleni, is what is going to happen next. She now has made it to Oslo, but what are the next plans? So far, she said is going to go to visit some doctors, as over the last few months she hasn't been able to get any checkup with the doctors, and maybe she's also considering meeting with some authorities, even though she didn't clarify which of them and if that would happen here in Europe, Eleni.
All right, Pau Mosquera, thank you so much. Good to have you with us. So let's talk about Maria Corina Machado, because she, you know, during her speech was saying that the United States helped her leave Venezuela. She alluded to perhaps getting back. You had to flee Venezuela in 2019. You have experience in this. I mean, give me a sense of what could have transpired in the way that she was able to leave, because she also said it was really difficult and people put their lives at risk to get her out.
So I'll tell you the way she got out, which is the way a lot of people have gotten out, including Juan Guaido and others, is obviously under the protection of U.S. intelligence. And I can't say clearly, but possibly the U.S. non-functioning embassy there or other embassies. She would have been smuggled. I can't assert this, but this is the normal modus operandi, so I can speak to that, which is that you would be smuggled literally in the back of a car, in the boot of a car, and then taken across checkpoints where you have someone friendly, and then taken to the coast. And she entered the Netherlands through Curacao, because those are high, choppy seas, but it is the closest foreign country other than Colombia. So what you do is you get to the coast and await a boat that takes you across those choppy seas. Of course, that boat is now protected by that enormous flotilla of United States force to get into Curacao. Once you're in Curacao, you're in the Netherlands. Then the Netherlands flies you to the Netherlands mainland in Europe, and then from there into Oslo. I know it's really under wraps how she got out and how she would get back in, but that would be, from all indications, that would be the route that she took.
I mean, you mentioned how she would get back in, and the question is, should she go back? Clearly, she's under the spotlight. Maduro is definitely watching very closely in terms of her movements. She's been able to hide effectively for around 15 months. What's your sense?
Well, I mean, if she comes back, and which everyone expects her to do, if she comes back and resumes, her video from the sort of blank white wall behind her that nobody knows who it is, where she is, it would be a huge, huge coup and a big debilitating, a big blow to the power of Maduro to repress his own people. Because don't forget that what has happened is that everybody who has worked in exile, and I've got myself three arrest warrants from Maduro, it suits him for people to be overseas, because while you can sort of do the international route of international media, press conferences, and meet with heads of state, which I fully expect her to do, the ability to then go back in and continue to lead your people would continue to put Maria Corina Machado in a unique situation that no other Venezuelan opposition leader has been able to do.
Just very quickly, Vanessa, how long do you think Maduro will be able to hang on? There's, I guess, speculation, anticipation of perhaps a land strike by the United States into Venezuela.
Well, I mean, I think it's very telling that although he kind of gripes and moans, and then before the griping and the moaning about the seizure of the oil tanker, was dancing around to, don't worry, be happy, which is just, is even more ridiculous. But I think that, we had also the other thing that hasn't very much been covered in the media, the incursion into Venezuelan airspace of two American warplanes yesterday. And they went in and they flew around and nothing happened, because what's Maduro going to do? Shoot them down?
Yeah.
It's increasingly showing the fact that while he can complain, there is really no effective response to the American actions. So I think that we're going to see an escalation of those actions in the coming days, and land strikes that take out command and control, and would be next.
All right, Vanessa Neumann, great to have you with us. Thank you so much for your insights. Much appreciated.